DJ Leroy.
Night Watchman, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. And Night Watchman, oh my God, in my other life, you know what has happened?
Big week for you, bro. Transition in a good way. In a good way.
Exactly. I'm above ground, right? Night Watchman.
That's right. You haven't gone to the other side. You're just leaving the state. not as a resident, but as an employee of the state. So
wow.
So I want to be the first to congratulate you officially online on your retirement after years of service as a public servant, and
wow.
a pretty damn good one, I might say.
Wow. Well, you can say that
damn.
one. Yes,
I can say damn.
Yes, you can. It's in the Bible. It is. Okay.
Yes.
So
there
you go.
Yes.
So on Night Watchman, I'm like really kind of humbled because normally you give me smoke early in the morning, but you
I can't give look if I give you smoke this week, I'm gonna get smoked. It's like it's so I'm not gonna be the one. But on the serious side of things, Harlem is proud of you. So I want to say that on behalf of the community. A lot of people will be saying it to if they haven't said it to you already face to face, they're saying it to you. And you're not retiring from Soul Lounge Primetime, and you're not retiring from helping in different ways to advance this community. And so on that note, let's talk about dance.
Ooh, yeah. Cha-cha-cha, cha-cha slide, what? Electric slide? Come on. What's a wedding without an electric slide? You tell me. Okay, thank you. Anyway, having said that, probably a person who knows, and you know what? I've grown to love this brother. Why? Because he is, can I say, able to pivot on a dime, and that could only be Leyland Simmons. Bring him out. Yes, my brother. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well.
So yes, the brownie points are high with you. You know this, right?
No.
All right, but tell people something about Leyland for those who are not familiar with it.
He knows. Leyland, who are you? Talk to me.
Well, first off, I want to congratulate you, Curtis. Much success to you, man.
Thank you,
yeah. So exciting for you on this next chapter. So just wishing you nothing but the best. But I'm Leyland Simmons. I'm the artistic and dance director at the Harlem School of the Arts. Been working there for about 15 years now, and just had the pleasure of mentoring and working with young people throughout the course of my time, following the legacy of our founder, Miss Dorothy Maynor, and our first dance director, Mr. Arthur Mitchell.
Beautiful. Oh, man. So, Night Watchman.
We're dropping the names of legends today.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
That's right.
And you know what? Like I said, with Leyland, able to pivot, but also another person able to pivot was Kathleen Rivera, because we had it on the calendar a couple of times and only to cancel. But Kathleen, you are a trooper, and this is why you are always coming to the cookout. You know this. But who are you?
I've always been invited to the cookout. Let's just be very okay.
Well, welcome, my dear. So who are you, Miss Rivera?
So, Leyland, Curtis, congratulations again. Echoing Leyland, and really, Leyland also proud to be in this room with you as well. So, Kathleen Rivera, I am the new Chief Advancement Officer for the National Dance Institute in Harlem.
Oh, beautiful. Is that the location there on West 147th in the PS 90, huh?
217 West 147th between Adam Clayton and Frederick Douglass. Very proud of that.
Excellent. Oh, nice. Thank you for that, Kathleen. And Night Watchman.
Yes.
You were not necessarily believing that it was going to happen. That's and I love you. You know this. But
okay. You know what always comes out when somebody says, "I love you," but
okay. I'm not even no smoke. Let's just bring it. Tiffany Rae Fisher, come on out here. Yes.
Hello.
So needless to say, I am licking my wounds because I was about to show up at WeWork, but hey, that's all right because you're here now. You're here now. So who are you,
Yes.
Tiffany? Go ahead, talk to us.
Well, I'm going to just join my people and say I was really excited to be here on this day because it's a special day for you. So I'm so honored to be here, and I'm so happy to be in Harlem. And I'll say the first thing that I am is a mom who's raising a little Harlemite. So like that's
congrats.
Number one. Outside of that, I'm the artistic director and choreographer for Emerge 125, which is a Harlem-based international touring dance company. And we rehearse at NDI, the National Dance Institute. So it's just all fam and love, and Leland and I know each other. So this is perfect. It's perfect.
My God. Night Watchman, this is special. Now, Night Watchman, seeing that I'm retired, can I sit back and let you start it off or what? I'm just wondering.
No, we're not letting you take it easy like that. No, we can't let you get sedentary. You're too good at this. All right, but I'll take the first.
Thank you.
So I think what we want to go around and just take a brief moment with each of you to just tell us how your journey in dance started. And it could have started as a little tyke and expanded, but I think that there's an arc that we want to talk about in this show because dance is empowering, and it's always been empowering to our community. And I think it's not talked about a lot, that a lot of the programs that you all work on create such strong and vibrant and engaged people as adults. So I think that I suspect that you all have gone through that path. So let's start with you, Tiffany, and tell us a little bit about your path into dance.
So yeah, I love talking about dance. It's outside of my daughter, it's my favorite thing. So I'll keep it short. But I grew up in California, and as all things do that start with me, it started with Sesame Street. And I asked my mom, like, where is that? When I was like 4, and she said that was New York, and I was like, huh. Then when I was 7, and I was in dance class starting at 3. And then at 7, I saw Dance Theater of Harlem. And I'm like, who is that? And where are they? And my mom told me it was in Harlem, and that Harlem was in New York, and it was a wrap. It was a wrap. At 17, I worked hard. I was a competition kid on the West Coast. I had my sights set east. And I was lucky enough to get into SUNY Purchase, the Dance Conservatory, and it changed my life. It really changed my life. And this art form has taken me all over the world. I met my first partner. I fell in love. I had heartbreak. I was able to experience all cultures. We did all the things. And I think for me, as I was going through this, I really was just picking up things, good, bad, and ugly, all in between, and just being like, all right, if ever I'm in the front of the room, I have an understanding of how I want to lead. And in 2016, I got that opportunity to become the artistic director. And I'm very happy to say that my dancers and I are really united about what it means to be a dedicated servant of this art form. And through that, we've expanded our education, because for us, for those of us that are in the arts, it all started with us seeing someone doing something that blew our minds. And within that continuum, that's me and my dancers now. We are the ones that are on stage, on radio, talking about it. So, we take that responsibility really seriously, because it's about inspiring that next generation. And truly, it has been my dream to live in Harlem. And when I'm thinking about it right now, I am 2 blocks from Leyland and just HSA. I was able to 2 years ago, when Dance Theater of Harlem was under the direction of Virginia Johnson, who was my absolute idol. I was commissioned to do my first ballet work with Dance Theater of Harlem. And happily, I walked to work to National Dance Theater. So it's an embarrassment of riches to be part of this continued Harlem Renaissance. So yeah, I just love dance and dancers and artists and designers and all of it. Like, I just appreciate people that can take that leap right, of faith, and to something that is so important, even though it is not always valued outside as much. When we talk about ourselves and how we represent ourselves, it's always to the arts.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for that. And Kathleen, while we were offline, you mentioned in terms of some of your early stuff, looking at maybe some service in, let's say maybe like a museum or something like that. And you see what I'm wearing, right? Mm-hmm. See that? Okay. So I want to know about your journey.
Yeah. So I am not a dancer. Professionally, I dance in the shower and in the kitchen and cleaning. So my lens from this art form comes from more of like my own background and history, and similar to Tiffany, like I saw dance on PBS and Sesame Street and Edie Chacon and, my family relatives dancing. And it's something that movement was always really important to me. And I used to dance in my room and we would have festivals in my community. But my work is really through the lens of a social service and more of the administrative side of, supporting artists, but also like just as part of that, supporting our communities through mission-based organizations and fundraising and marketing and how we tell the story of the importance of the arts and the work that we do collectively within our culture and expression. And I think it really goes back to the importance of ensuring that all kids have the opportunity and this resource in a way that they can take it and carry it with them, not peripherally, but integral to who they are. And I think that's really important. So that's my journey. I feel like over the past 20 years of my doing this work for different organizations, I was kind of willed to National Dance Institute, and I'm in my first year there. And everything that I've learned with young people with access to education and children in foster care and mental health and homelessness and the unhoused and how that impacts our kids, this is not peripheral. And if kids can have this can almost, it's like prevention. And at Dance Institute, we really feel strongly about that because it is community, it is connection, it is expression, it is bold courageousness and audacity and taking up space. And for our children, I think we need more of that. And so, when I've learned more and more about the organization and the work that they've done over the past 50 years, it was like the no-brainer. So I'm here to continue to learn from, these incredible masters and really support the next generation of artists and learning more about the teaching artist journey and the mental models in our society around ensuring that we provide them with more support and, equitable pay, especially at the Center of Arts and Culture in New York City. Because the outcomes for our kids and for our future are not, they're very significant, especially now. A movement and creative expression is what we need as our protests.
And Kathleen, do tell me, in terms of the 5 boroughs of New York, where'd you grow up?
I did not grow up in New York City.
What? Let me hear.
Massachusetts.
I had to take you off. I had to say, but no. Welcome, my sister. Welcome.
Thank you.
Kathleen, also, can you tell us a little bit, and we talked a little bit offline beforehand, tell us about Jacques d'Amboise and who he was. And I think his story kind of relates to the interlocking stories that I hear developing in terms of all of your stories.
Yeah, so Jacques, he was a Harlemite, and Washington Heights, and he was a principal dancer for a New York City ballet for over 30 years. Just an incredible luminary. He came from modest means, with his mom and his siblings. And at 7, he was exposed to ballet and, this beautiful art form that he embraced, because for him as a little boy, what he wanted to do was just jump around. And So he loved the leaping and as part of the ballet. And then he took this as his purpose and continued to, elevate, and was with Balanchine and all these incredible people. And then when he retired, he just knew that he wanted more people to have this as children. So he just went around to New York City public schools and said, hey, you want a dance class for the kids for free? Because he knew the transformative power that it had on him as a child. And he wanted this accessible to anyone and everybody. So that's how it was founded in 1976. And now we're in about 50 New York City public schools. And we offer advanced training to about 200 children every Saturday that they come in. And that's our celebration team. But the core part of NDI is yes, children, if they want to become dancers and artists, absolutely, we help foster and cultivate that and nurture that and make those connections. But it's really about being a wonderful, smart, strong human being and to be excellent in whatever field of choice and to navigate life with confidence. And and exposing kids to the best and ensuring that they have access to that.
Beautiful.
So 50 schools, and it's your 50th anniversary this year.
Oh, yeah. Night Watchman, I love that you know math. I do love that, man. Anyway, okay.
All right, Leyland.
Yes, our returning guy. And Leyland, you mentioned, of course, Arthur Mitchell. So he was literally born out of HSA with Dorothy Maynard. Tell us.
Yeah. So, well, a little bit of just about me.
Yes.
I'm not originally from New York.
Where you from?
Raised, I know. You won't guess. You won't believe this, but I'm from Anchorage, Alaska. And so,
what?
What?
Oh my! Were you working on the pipeline or something? Tell us.
My parents were in the military.
Oh, gotcha.
And yes, there are a lot of Black people up there.
See, Night Watchman. Okay, you about to say something? I know that. But
No,
anyway, go ahead,
you learn something every day. That's all I gotta say.
Yes, you do. But me, I was one of those young people who had a lot of energy, hyperactive, breaking my mom's furniture, destroying her living room, and she just knew that I had to channel that energy somewhere and somewhere positive. So it was karate, and then she saw that I just naturally loved to also move. So, in addition to karate, she decided to enroll me into dance classes. And so, from there, it became something that I just became enamored with. And then when I was about 11 years old, the Dance Institute of Harlem came to Alaska. They brought the company. Arthur Mitchell came. He taught master classes, and then he invited me to attend the summer dance intensive. So I came to New York when I was about 12, and that was my that began my New York journey, and I never let go of that, and eventually found my way back to New York, training at School of American Ballet, where Arthur Mitchell trained, and training also where Jacques Dubois trained, and eventually dancing with Ailey's second company and Complexions Contemporary Ballet. Meeting Desmond Richardson, finding out that we were cousins, right? So the legend in the art form, and all of these connections, and then eventually finding my way to dance education, attending NYU, the Steinhardt program, and then teaching at Harlem School of the Arts and a number of other programs, but ultimately finding out that Arthur Mitchell was the first director of dance. And so when I found that out, I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm like, this full circle experience. I mean, so, the institution has had a really special place in my heart, and this work, continues to motivate and inspire me, and, just producing excellence and instilling excellence in our young people, to just be leaders in society, whether they decide to pursue the arts or not, right? I think those are the things that, I'm really, really adamant about, just helping them evolve as people and positive humans in the world. So.
Excellent. And Leah, I had no idea that the AM in AM Records was Herb Alpert. I didn't know this, man.
Yes.
How did you not know that? Oh man,
Night Watchman. I mean, I didn't know it immediately. Like, you roasted me already. I mean, come on. So Leyland, I do know, and I do love also the theater that you guys have created to the right of the main entrance. Man, beautiful, man.
Yeah, our black box. So many different companies and organizations use it, and yeah, it's been wonderful. Wonderful to have that space.
Beautiful. And talking about space, and so for a woman coming from the West Coast and then and taking 125, the main commercial corridor in Northern Manhattan, do tell us, Tiffany, do tell.
Yeah. So with the name of the company, we were going through our own internal renaissance, and we felt that we needed a new name that represented the cultural change and shift that was happening. And so we put it out to our stakeholders, anyone that had an investment. So we put together a committee, and it was based off of like current dancers, former dancers, current staff, former staff, board members, agents, parents of students from our school, and anyone that had a vested interest in what we were doing. And I made sure that I wasn't part of that committee because I wanted people to speak honestly. And a lot of companies have the artistic director's name kind of built in. And I said, they're not going to be able to have that honest conversation of whether it should be like the TRF collective or something if I'm in the room. So I came in, I welcomed everyone and kind of table set, thanked them for being there and being part of this process, and walked away and let them do their thing. And they were scheduled to meet 3 times. They ended up meeting 6 times because they were so about it. And they ended up bringing me 3 names at the end of it. And one of them was Emerge 125. And I asked them, I said, well, I love that name. I love that. But tell me a little bit about how you got here. And one of the things that they had said is collectively, even though we are not a new company, we are always on the verge of something kind of pushing forward. So it has this emergent quality. And they knew, anyone that knows me, even when I was in California, I was still pushing and repping Harlem some way, how. And wanting to be, I couldn't believe that I was like a Black person living in Harlem when we had the centennial of the Harlem Renaissance. Like it just was too much for me. So they're like, we feel like we have to put that in. So it's a constant reminder and dog whistle, right? Of like values of what we value and hold close to our heart. So I was sold. I was like, great, we love. So that's how that came to be.
Beautiful. And then I also understood the relationship that you have, of course, with CTH. And so they're beautiful, and their residency in Marcus Garvey Park. So tell me about a little bit about that.
Yeah, so this year is a really exciting year because we're celebrating my 10th year as artistic director, but we're also celebrating my 10th year as a collaborator with Classical Theater of Harlem. So I am their resident choreographer. They are my theatrical home. I never had choreographed for theater ever in life. And Ty Jones and Carl Cofield took a chance on me, and it became a match made in heaven. And from there, they've been so supportive. I've been able to work with the public. I've been able to work in all these different institutions because of the work that was created here in Harlem. And it really is because my company is a modern dance company. So it's a bit abstract, right? It's not like a linear narrative form. So it's really exciting to come into something where your whole audience has to understand the storyline, right? Everyone has to walk away with the same thing. And because Classical Theater of Harlem does not do musicals, we found this really beautiful intersectionality of like, part of the world is dance, but it's not like all of a sudden, you hear the intro and then it's like we break out in song and dance. It becomes part of what is necessary. And it's like that old adage, it's like when you can't say it, you sing it, or it's too much to say, you sing it. When it's too much to sing it, you dance it, right? So that part is like when we're getting to that fever pitch in a scene, that at a certain point, like we have to bring movement into it. So it's just, I've learned so much from the two of them. I'm deeply grateful And again, for me, like as many places I can anchor into Harlem, that is the mission. So to see when I first started with them, I mean, our audiences were hundreds, and now it is nightly 1,300.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
like it was
yes.
like 300 before, and it's become part of the cultural fabric, and everybody else is taking note. Everybody else is taking note, and it's free. This is the thing that kills me. And please, everyone know that the whole month of July, you can come and see the highest level of artistry for free in your backyard, or take a train if it's not in your backyard, and talk about a cookout. Like people go and they get their Harlem Shake. It's the most beautiful communal moment. Yes.
It is so good.
Yes.
Man,
I had an experience a couple of years ago when you did a Midsummer's Night's Dream. I had a cousin. She lives in Florida, grew up in Queens. Just surprises me. Hey, I'm at Harlem Social right now. What? You're supposed to be in Florida. And so I go to meet her, and that night you guys were having a show. So I was like, let's go over to Garvey Park, and she and her daughter were so blown away. I'm like, whatever's going on downtown and Broadway is not anywhere near as good as what's right here, right now. No fee.
I agree. I do have to say, admittedly, that production, unfortunately, I didn't choreograph that production, but it was fire. I was there. Ty Jones had pushed me to do The Tempest at the Public, so I was over at the Public.
Yes.
But no, it was fire, and it was exactly in alignment. Like, and that's the thing, is that you can just roll up and see incredible art. I mean, like Met level.
Yes. Absolutely.
It really is, and I say that without ego or hubris or pushing CTH. That's just what it is. It's just facts. So I love that you were able to have that moment. It really is and you're just out under the stars. It's really a special.
And it's bringing people downtown up to Harlem to see, because they know the word is out. It's not a secret anymore.
Nope. Thankfully, the word is out. You're right.
Well, I have to say that. Okay, so Kathleen. Practice. So understanding that, of course, Emerge 125 is actually working on their craft, honing it, getting it ready for public display right there at NDI's spaces.
That is correct. And, we are part, that's the whole thing about NDI, is being part of the community and elevating, our Harlem community. And so offering the space to organizations. And Tiffany was one of our artists in residence a few years ago, before I started with NDI. And now Jerron Herman is one of our artists in residence. So we are always promoting, our culture, our community, and making sure that there is space to practice. And it's beautiful because, you're walking through the hallways and the studios, and the children get to see that. And they're able to connect with these incredible artists who reflect the communities that we're in and our children, and they can see themselves. And that representation is, we need that. It's part of our our DNA and how we navigate the world. So, having the opportunity to have those moments of connection and, just talking about different things, and then seeing these beautiful people. I love paintings. And for me, when I see, like, I walked into Tiffany's, the studio yesterday, and it was just like a collage of just like the most beautiful people. And it's all reflected back. And for me, it's like, we just need more of that, and our children need to see more of that, and their families need to see this. And so making sure that that's available. And to everyone's point, and Tiffany, specifically, I think that Harlem is where it started, Harlem's where it's at, and Harlem is where we need to keep supporting as the model for other boroughs and other communities. And no shade on Brooklyn, because I live in Brooklyn, been here for 20 years. But I do, there is a nod to the Harlem Renaissance and where it all started, and claiming that and reclaiming it over and over again.
Beautiful. And Kathleen, I'm giving you major props, NDI, in terms of literally, I've gone to a number of performances there where the young people are, I mean, all different skill levels, and everyone is getting their shot, and no one is ashamed. I feel that they also feel that this is my time. I want to show what I got, and and you're just blown away at the confidence that every one of the young people displays.
The core ethos is that anyone can dance. If you're in a wheelchair, if you're blind, if you've taken dance free, anyone can dance, because it is the beauty of this art form, this movement, this ability to connect with each other and create new things and communicate. And Tiffany said it really well, is dance can be this release. Our children need a moment to get off these devices.
Yes.
And have a moment to just express, because they might not be able to say the thing, right? They might not be able to even see the thing. So to be able to just dance and release and just feel the unity and also have that moment to shine through performance, because everything we do, practice, leading up to that moment where every child can shine and be in front of an audience, which is transformative, and being applauded for this work that they've really worked so hard on. And I've seen children be shy, just blossom in front of an audience. And I'm on the admin side, fundraising and all of that, but I show up on Saturdays because frankly it gives me so much joy to see the kids. And when I'm watching the news, and I'm just like, I am so fortunate to be in this milieu where I can see the joy in the children and not the pain. And don't get me wrong, there's pain there, but every child deserves to have joy. That is their human right. And we need to foster and fund opportunities for that. And, they shouldn't be their own heroes, right? We need to do that for them. And, so children of all abilities. And it's not this you have a disability. No, they dance together and they work together, and they really build on their strengths and they learn from each other. That is, it goes back to Jacques' vision that anybody can dance, and everyone should have access to it. So yes, we have our dream project, and we serve children throughout the boroughs, all free for their families and for the children.
So now, Leyland, listening to what Kathleen was just saying, and this is for me and Bob. Do you still share the same ethos that anyone can dance?
Yes, I do, and we have that similar mission. I mean, Dorothy Maynard, her vision was to have a space where young people from the Harlem community, where they could come and they could experience artistic excellence in a safe place. We have recently remodeled the facade, the front of our space, but if you look back at the old pictures of our building, it looked like it was gated in and kind of like almost like a jail, but very gated in. But the reason was because back in the 70s and 80s, there was high crime in the Harlem community. So, Dorothy Maynard specifically purchased that building as a Black woman in that time, right? Purchased that building to really have a safe haven for our young people so that they could experience arts. And these were young people from all backgrounds in the community, all skill levels. And so, and I want to say something. Someone had mentioned something about support. Tiffany, I don't know if she knows this, but many years ago, she was one of the curators or individuals who helped to bring our program down to Bryant Park to perform at Bryant Park. This was back in 2017, 2018. So, so it's like this community, it's like, it's so small, but we all are supporting each other. Sometimes we don't even know we're supporting each other, but it's all for the greater good of the young people and the next generation and the current generation and our audience members. So yes, thank you, Tiffany.
And Leyland, I got it.
Come back.
Okay, that's right. That's right. And Leyland, you mentioned in terms of the diversity, I was also impressed with the young people coming through the doors at HSA. Black, white, Asian, all coming through, because word is on the street, man. Word is on the street.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really special to see the diversity of the community and really seeing, these children from everywhere, all over the city. And then in our summer programs, we have international students. We've had kids now come from Brazil, and we've had kids come from Guadeloupe, right? And so, continuing to extend the footprint, giving young people access and opportunity to arts education. I mean, it's so important for the future. I think for the future of humanity and for the future of our society and our world, with all the chaos and craziness going on, we need the beauty of arts. We need the beauty of dance, just to help us heal. I know it's been therapeutic for me, and I know for so many it does the same. So we need it, and we need funding for it. So
beautiful. And Night Watchman, I guess I will ask the question to all of y'all: are there senior discounts?
You can come to an Emerge show with the senior discount 100%. So, we will talk offline, but yes, there are senior discounts for Emerge shows. Absolutely. Okay. Come through.
Beautiful. And also with Emerge 125, you are also a teaching environment for young people, Tiffany?
Yeah. So one of the things that we just did, I'm so glad you put the three of us together, because this is it's too good. Maybe it was last month. Some of our company members are also our teaching artists. And so we always want to make sure that we are providing professional development for them. So we had them go through the NDI teacher training program. It's incredible. If there's anyone that is like listening and like, maybe I want to be a teacher, like run, don't walk. It's really great. And right now we have 3 different partners that we work with on a consistent basis. So Stars of Tomorrow, which brings together students from all boroughs, and it really is mainly acting, but we provide the dance component of that. We are in schools at Repco.
If I may ask, how old is that program? Because I remember when I was a young tyke that was out there. Stars of Tomorrow.
Well, so it's, I don't know. I'm not quite sure. But we have been working with Bijou and Brian Hills for probably around 12 years. So like, I know that it was, so it's been, and it's really, really beautiful program, bringing together, again, kids from all boroughs, similarly to the work that's happening with Kathleen and Leyland. And then we're in school at Repco, which is a performing arts school that's based in Midtown. And then the newest program is at Trinity, which is a private school in the Upper West Side. Yeah. Okay. We have been running, they have a unit for 3rd graders where they learn about the Harlem Renaissance. And so this is our 4th year working with 3rd graders, and we come in and we teach the movement of that time. They work with the live band, they create poetry. It is like, again, speaking to that Harlem Renaissance, it's really beautiful. And so we have that. So I'm always peeping at HSA and seeing what they're doing, and NDI and seeing what they're doing, because it's about giving voice to this next generation, and you can't have too much.
Never.
You can't have too much.
Never enough. So, okay, Kathleen, I was giving you smoke earlier in terms of Boston, absolutely. But is there a large, let's say, Black and brown cultural community there in the Boston area, or I'll say Massachusetts as a whole?
Yeah. I mean, I grew up in a small enclave called Villa Victoria, which is, founded by a Puerto Rican activist. I grew up on San Juan Street, in the heart of Boston proper, in Back Bay. So there's a lot of activism. Then Roxbury, I mean, Malcolm X.
Oh, yes.
Right,
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Dr. King and Coretta lived on Mass Ave. And so Dorchester and the Four Corners. So yeah, there's a very strong Black community. And, you know, growing up there, you know, there is what it is. Small city, and I'm not going to deny that there is, you know, like in all cities. But we find each other just like we're doing right now, and we stick together, and we got us, and we will continue to have us, and that's what, you know, that's what I was exposed to in Boston, and you know, it's a great community. It's hard for me now because it's changed so much, very much like New York. And I've been here for 20 years, but my relatives still live there and actually was still live in the community that I grew up in. And I was their community organizer. So always had this like spirit of ensuring that I think my ancestry and the ancestors have always resided in me and continue to. So I'm doing this work on like their behalf because I'm willed to it, and to ensure that, like everyone said here, the next generation has this. Really, like what Leyland said, is we need a format to ensure that our children can think critically and speak boldly, because that is the next generation of leaders, and we need those leaders. So seeing joy as our resistance song, and not letting anyone suppress that. I think, you know, we've been doing that since the beginning of time. And so we're here, and it's funny, Leyland, because a dear friend of mine is with, you know, to say, and Rob Fields, and you know,
hold it, Rob Fields, that's my guy. I love Rob. Oh, that makes sense. Brooklyn is in the house. Okay.
Brooklyn is in the house again. So, but I just wanted to go back to what Tiffany said as well, in terms of the teaching artistry and, you know, the NDI collaborative, because that's also free, because we can't do this work without teaching artists, right? We can't have the artists and the artistic rigor that we want to showcase. Yes, everybody can dance, but to work in a classroom, you need like the level of skill. And what I see, and I took a class and I was like, listen, I can dance, but not like this. I don't know, you know, follow these steps, and, you know, so it's not just this turnkey thing. We really need to invest in our teaching artists so that they can work and live and see this as a, you know, full-time profession and be compensated accordingly, and not try to, you know, you do this passion work that you love and this purpose, soulful work, and you're not paid for it. And that's not equitable and not fair. And our kids deserve better. And so do our teaching artists. So we do have the collaborative. We actually have a free workshop on May 7th. So please sign up for it. Go to our website, and that is available. And, you know, we'd love for folks to really learn more about NDI, National Dance, and, you know, come learn about the work and the curriculum and the method, because it can really help just our educators. And we need to do more, again, to ensure that there is a pipeline of these incredible human beings that are trained, skilled, to show and care with that art form to the next generation. Otherwise, we can't do the work, right? So we really need to continue to find funding to support our teaching artists.
Beautiful, beautiful. And you know what? One of the things I'm kind of thinking about, Night Watchman, when Leyland was talking before, was about in terms of, let's say, native expressions, because I know your wife does, of course, the indigenous hoop dancing. Okay.
Yes. Well, she not only does it, but she's also does it in school. She probably performs in front of thousands of kids every year, you know, especially in November, which is kind of Native American month. And she's out like every day seeing 1,000 here, 1,000 there. And the parallels are there. I mean, you know, I get a chance to see her when she comes back, and she's had these great experiences of seeing children who are just transformed by the dance, and you see people come out of their shells, and, you know, and with a little bit of an encouragement, you see it's like, you know, watering a plant and just seeing it like literally grow almost instantly. And so I see that through line in terms of the other through line I see, and I say to all three of you, is that you guys are Harlemites. You may not have been born here, but just like Langston Hughes wasn't born here, but he was called here, because Harlem has a cultural gravity that attracts certain people here. And people come and become attracted, and they do their lives' work. It even attracted Curtis from the Bronx to Harlem.
Wow, you just had to go there. Okay. Leyland, I gotta say this. So Bob said, right, and also about his wife. Tell me about, in terms of while you were in Alaska, the Inuit. Were there any cultural norms, expressions that you were able to witness while you were there?
Yeah, something. My mom was an educator, and something that we had the opportunity of doing was a cultural exchange where we went out to one of the Aleutian Islands. You know, Alaska, and you have those islands that are at the tip of the coast. We actually went out there. We lived there for a week, and the family, we did an exchange, and they stayed in our home. And so that was a really, really unforgettable experience. Living in a remote community, connecting with the Alaska natives from that specific region, learning their dances, learning the sports and the games that they played, but just seeing this tight-knit community, and just the beauty of the community holding on to their traditions and trying to hold on to their traditions, as things have shifted over the years in Alaska. But totally just unforgettable experience. But yeah, I mean, similar to what you said, that connection, that gravity, that just special, unique experience. Similar, it reminds me of Harlem, and the cultural, and how we are holding on and trying to hold on to, and just holding on to the past, at least through the education of the things that took place here. So important, so special. But yeah, that was one of my experiences in Alaska, connecting with Alaska natives.
Beautiful. And Tiffany Rae, I didn't ask you, so which part of California were you in? I gotta go there. Go ahead. Let me hear.
So the Central Valley. So right in the center. So like Stockton, Fresno, that area. So it's like farm country.
Totally. So in terms of, let's say, Black and brown culture,
a lot of brown culture.
Okay.
There's a lot of Mexican Americans and Mexicans that are there, and so that was really interesting. There was not a lot of people that looked like me, so my mom sought out that's the Jack and Jill. Like, there was a chapter
yes
that was there, and that was a game changer for me, because I was in spaces where I was one of one or one of none. So it was really wonderful for me to be able to see that. But it's interesting, because I think lots of times when people think of it, it's this kind of dichotomy of like black or white, but it's like it was very a Mexicali culture.
Okay.
And that really shaped so many things for me.
Absolutely. And I'm thinking about Night Watchman, this, let's say 11 a.m. on a Saturday. What were we doing? What were we watching? Night Watchman?
Soul Train, of course.
Okay, so having said that and whatnot, because my wife Karen is from Vermont, so I often joke and whatnot, and she doesn't like it, Night Watchman. So I didn't say this, okay? That if she had not met me, she would not know about R&B music, okay? Okay, is she around Night Watchman? But anyway, having said that, and I got to find out from you, Kathleen, too. because I certainly do know that during the time of Herman Melville and the whole whaling thing, we had this large community of Cape Verdeans. Was that evident there in your growing up?
Yes. So because I lived right in the city, our Cape Verdean brothers and sisters, they lived like outside of the city, in like Bedford, and but it was definitely like within like our we were clubbing and stuff like that. And those beautiful people who we all look alike. So I always got, are you Cape Verdean? Are you Cape Verdean? That sort of thing. Are you Jamaican? Are you? I'm like, I'm a human being. Women, all the things. So yeah, it's interesting because I don't think a lot of folks know where Cape Verde is, and I speak Portuguese, and it's off the coast of North Africa. But there's like a very large Cape Verdean community in Massachusetts.
Gotcha. Obrigado. You know this night watchman? Oh, what? Yes. You weren't ready for that smoke, were you? Now, anyway,
I ignored it. That's what I usually do.
Okay. So having said that, brother Leyland, was there Soul Train there in Alaska? Just want to know. I'm curious.
Yeah, we had Soul Train. We had TV. We had cable TV. We got that's always the joke that I used to get. Oh, you guys lose it. Yes, we had access to TV. So yeah, no, Don Cornelius was someone
Okay. Leyland, you went there. I'm loving it. And also, Leyland, I don't want to get too dang on personal, but what size is that shirt? Because I do like it.
The shirt?
Yeah. Yes. I come on, yo. Night watchman.
We'll talk offline.
I'll get you a
retirement.
Wow. Okay. Let me take my deep breath. Okay. Night watchman, what you got for us? Come talk to me.
It's time for the lightning round.
Oh, okay. Do you want to give them the rules, Night watchman?
Well, we want to go around to each of the three of you and just kind of give you a chance to just share whatever you want, share your contact information, and just if you have anything upcoming with your organizations that we should know about, now is a good time to tell people.
Exactly. So. All right, get ready. Tiffany, we're coming to you. Go ahead.
All right. So, and on April 30th through May 1st, the company will be presenting our New York City season. I have 2 premieres and 1 work in progress that's going up at El Museo del Barrio. It's going to be fire.
Yes.
So please come through. The next day, or May 4th, we will be performing one of those at Carnegie Hall. So you can come and see through with the New York Youth Symphony. In July, let's see, we have our summer program. So if you are interested in and working with us over the summer, if you are an up and coming young dancer, please go to our website and check that out. And we will be part of the New Victory Summer Dance Festival as well, where you can come and see one of our works. And outside of that, I'll be curating Bryant Park again, free dance, June 4th, 5th, and 11th. So come through, but please check us out, emerge125.org and emerge125 on IG and TikTok.
Beautiful. And Tiffany, just for my edification, are you also going to be part of the residency in Marcus Garvey Park with CTH? Yes, the answer is yes. Okay.
but in a new capacity. So we'll see. I'll have to come back and talk to you about that. But yeah, I'm wanting to expand a little bit of like what I'm doing. But yeah, I ride for CTH. So anywhere they go, here I come.
Beautiful. All right. So Kathleen, what's in the works? Tell me about the future. You have out your crystal ball. What's happening? NDI.
Oh, so many things. Okay, first we're having our 50th gala.
Nice.
That's a huge event, April 27th. And please check out our website because we have a lot of things going on. But NDI always hosts our event of the year where our children have been practicing all year with our teaching artists to create new choreography. And right now we're doing a look back over the last 5 decades that we will be sharing. And it's a full weekend from June 13th through the 15th at NYU Skirball. And we want that house packed. The kids deserve a full house with a standing ovation. The tickets are like $20, come join us.
Wow, what a bargain.
For that. Yeah, it's a beautiful event. Yes. And definitely just to showcase, it's not just for little kids, it's for everybody. And so if you want to see our children filled with joy and highly like produced choreography, this is like expert level. Wow. It's not just a recital, it's the real deal. So come on over and check us out. Event of the year, National Dance Institute. But this year we're doing something really special in Central Park. And it's really for the collective arts movement and advocacy piece, right? And how do we showcase this work in such a beautiful way where, our society is going through so much, but we need to hold our kids and hold each other. So we're doing our Runs and Leaps extravaganza on July 28th in Central Park. And we want no prerequisite required. You can run and leap. I don't care if you're in a walker. You come do something. And run and leap on behalf of the arts and showcasing what it can do. And let's be together as a community. And that is on July 28th in Central Park at the Nuremberg Band Show. And it coincidentally, as this is the universe, falls on Jacques D'Ambois' birthday.
Oh, beautiful.
So please check out our website, sign up, and join us. You do not have to have had prior arts experience or even any connection to NDI. If you love the arts and you believe in this, join us and let's all run and leap for joy for the arts on July 28th.
Beautiful. All right. Oh, very, very nice. So Leyland, all right. So certainly I know about, of course, HSA and of course your themed galas. As a matter of fact, I have a picture of James Horton with my wife at one, I believe it was Bridgerton.
Yes, Bridgerton.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
That was 2 years ago. Yes. So this weekend we're actually having our Spring Blaze, our dance concert. This is our highest level, student ensemble groups performing this weekend. We have 2 performances tomorrow and a performance this evening. And one of the pieces that we will be performing this weekend, stand up, inspired by the movie musical Polly. We'll be performing at our gala May 8th, where we will be honoring Vanessa Bell Calloway.
Wow, nice.
We'll also be honoring Jeffrey Sellers and a number of other individuals. D Nice is going to be there as well. So yeah, looking forward to our events coming up, and then our summer camp, which we have every year. That's going to run from July 5th to August the 14th, and then followed by our summer dance intensive, which is the month of August. So a lot going on. So very, very busy.
Very, very nice. And Night Watchman, you have any last word or question for them?
I do have a last word. And first of all, thank you all so much for just sharing your experiences and just showing us the cultural web that is Harlem and how the connections, they started way before we got here. And thanks to the work you're doing, they're going to extend way beyond our time on the stage. And speaking of time on the stage, I want to show Curtis Archer in his last day in office, overlooking the city.
Wow. Oh my God.
Congratulations, job well done.
Thank you, buddy. Oh, yo. Night Watchman, okay. Yes, this is part of the reason why I love you. This is part of the reason. Okay.
Yep. So you've been listening to Soul Lounge Primetime, WHCR 90.3 FM, the voice of Harlem, also live streaming on YouTube and Facebook. You can always find us on Monday evenings, 5 p.m. on the radio, and 8 o'clock live streaming on YouTube and Facebook. And thanks for our group. And Curtis, once again, what can we say about this group of individuals?
Yes, you will all be invited. And Leyland already knows. Back to the cookout. But remember, no darn raisins, okay?